gentlemen, how have you been? We haven't seen you in a very long time. Derek Soto here in the dead center for Between the Bars episode number 3. And of course, to my left is the amazing Marissa, who's imitating Julian today from Trailer Park Boys. Excuse me. How you doing today?
I'm very good, but I'm just not sitting here with sunglasses just because I think it's cool. I really have like an allergic reaction today, guys, so I'm really sorry, but I'm doing the blade thing.
That's it. The Will Smith from Hitch. That's it. That's good. I was kidding.
Don't let this weather fool you, fucking.
No, you look like a badass. Looks good, yeah.
You're the only one. And on today's episode, we're going to be reviewing Periphery IV Quattro. Periphery Quattro, Hell Stand, of course, with the amazing Mr. Jeet. How you doing today, Jeet?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm hanging in there. Can't complain. I got my beer on the ground. I got my perfect co-host over here, back in Duffs Brooklyn, as always, after 2 months of being absent for Between the Bars. Now we're back. Thank goodness. So, Jeet, how about you start off by telling us about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Jeet, and
Hi,
I play in a band called Meaxic, and we're a progressive metal band from the city.
From what part of the city?
You know what? We're all over the place, but I would say primarily Brooklyn. That's where we're at.
Okay, so when Meaxic start?
I would say 2012 as a concept and 2013-14 as an actual band.
Oh, nice. And how many venues have you guys played out in the city so far?
Oh, my God. 20, 30
Too
maybe?
many.
Yeah, probably 20.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I followed you guys all over the place over the last few years.
You've been there since almost the beginning. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. You took pictures at one of our first shows.
Yes, I did. I was a budding photographer.
I love it.
That's when Jeet had bigger hair, probably.
And no beard. I was a baby.
Yeah, you look at the
in New York City,
look what the years do to you when you're actually doing something.
It's called rising rent in New York City. That's what
Oh
happens.
my God. That's why I live in Jersey now.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Actually, how is it living in Jersey?
I love it. It's like suburban and quiet. There's no activity. It's dead. I love that. It's everything opposite from my life, and I love that.
So tell me a little bit about Meaxic. What have you guys? How many records have you put out? Have you put out any EPs? What are you working on right now?
Yeah, sure. So we put out one EP in 2015 that did pretty well. It got to the Loud Rock charts on CMJ.
Get out.
And top ads or something.
Oh, that's cool.
And it also did well commercially and on radio. I mean, commercial and college radio. Then after that, I got so obsessed with being in the studio and being a sound engineer that I just didn't put in the attention, and we just put out singles here and there over the last few years. And now I'm tired of sound engineering and making other people's music, and I want to make my own.
Oh, okay. So what's the name of your company?
Oh yeah, so I started a business called Synergy Audio Productions.
Right.
So yeah, I do sound engineering and video stuff through them.
Yeah, you heard it, guys. If you're looking for some kind of tracking or anything like that, check out Jeet at Synergy Audio.
Mixing and mastering.
Pro.
Hell yeah, love that mixing shit.
Love that shit. And talking about loving that shit, we're going right into Periphery. Because Periphery. I love that shit.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
seriously, because, you and I have been fans of, like, Periphery. Ever since I met you, I mean, I just said Periphery, and you were like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I fell
You
in
lost
love.
your mind. You lost it. I was like, all right, so we started Between the Bars. I want to do Periphery. Who am I going to get? Yeah, Jeet. That's it. I already know it.
I mean, who else on this
hands
scene
down.
would know?
This was locked down from as far beyond time. Even before I met him, or we came up with the
It was
show,
your
this was locked
Jeet,
down.
this was your birthright to be on Bloodlines.
I'm
to
glad.
talk about Periphery. You were born
I'm glad.
for this.
If there's anybody to do it on the Brooklyn scene, I'm glad.
You
I'm
are the
honored.
number one fan.
I'm honored to wave that flag.
You've been to enough of Matt Halpern's drum clinics.
Hell yeah!
So that's
amazing
awesome.
mentor.
Yeah, absolutely. That guy is amazing. Talented drummer.
Oh man, did I ever tell you how I actually got in touch with him?
No, how did you?
So I was struggling with the whole band thing, like how do you make it as a band and blah, how do you fucking get fans and can we swear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank God.
Fuck yes.
Fuck, okay.
All the fuck you want.
So then a friend of mine at the time was like, why don't you just reach out to Matt Halpern and ask him? And I'm like, Matt Halpern is a god amongst men. Why would he want to talk to me? And lo and behold, I message him, and he gets me back, and we did a Skype lesson.
I hope he's watching this. A god amongst men. That is so awesome. I'm blushing right now, actually. He's not even talking about me.
He's amazing, man. I really appreciate everything he's done for me.
And speaking of Matt and all his drumming goodness, we're gonna go right into Hail Stan. Whew. As a review, I can't even say anything bad about this record. This is a perfect 10, like straight through.
Like we're all three friends here. We're just talking about the new album, and wow, I really love it. They really it was definitely a change up from Periphery 3.
Select difficulty.
Difficulty, because I mean that one when I back in 2016, and it was just a really heartbreaking record because I was like somebody hurt the singer. Who hurt the singer?
Spencer, who hurt you, baby?
Who hurt Spencer? Because this man was crying on the entire record. But it was a beautiful record. I loved it. It was freaking heavy. It was a lot of different things coming into them from Alpha Omega.
Yep.
I agree. It was new. It was different. It was less heavier. It was more melodic.
I would actually say Periphery 3 is probably my favorite record. I think because of the lyrics and like the emotion that Spencer brought. It was just like it was also the first album that I really got a feeling that songwriting-wise and structure-wise, they really coexisted, like the guitars and the vocals.
Yeah.
It's like I felt that it was the first time that it really locked in so well. I just fell in love with that record.
Prime example of that.
Absalom, beautiful
that's
song. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so this one now, and I think it's so I think the first song on the new album.
Oh my
Reptile.
God!
It's called Reptile, and
I love that song.
I've gone on to describe this song as a Bible because it's just too fucking long. I mean, but it's really good though. I love that for some reason to me it just it captures a lot of different elements of of all the albums that they've come out with.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry I sound so nasal right now because I've got this terrible fever.
Everybody loves Periphery today.
Yeah, let's just all do it.
Let's just all talk like this.
Welcome to Bloodlines.
But so I mean, it's definitely. What did you think about Reptile? That whole 16-minute song.
That's one of my favorite songs on the
Really?
new record.
That's probably the only song on that record because the other ones don't exist because Reptile's so damn long.
It doesn't even I don't know. You said 16 minutes, but it doesn't even feel like 16 minutes to me. It just it captures me the whole time. I don't even think about it.
I mean, it was great, and then getting to the middle of the song when I actually realized it was the middle of the song, I looked at my phone and I'm like, wait, where am I on the song right now?
It's like halfway through. You're not even
I'm
done.
just on the train. Okay, so halfway through the song, I just I recognized a melody that it really brought me back to Periphery 2, which I thought was really cool. The original.
And don't you love the reference in that song to the Garden of Bones? Garden of the Bones.
Right.
There's a small part of the song which has the same thing in Garden of the Bones.
Right.
It's really fantastic.
So what do you think? About this album in general? Like, what do you?
What are your thoughts?
So I'll just say clear that first of all, this is a totally biased opinion because I love Periphery, obviously, but also Periphery records traditionally take a while to sink in for me. Like when I first heard Periphery 1, I wasn't really a big fan at the time, but when I heard Periphery 2 make Total Destroy, fell in love with that shit.
Yeah. Once Periphery 2 came out,
it was a whole nother level.
That was the first time I got into Periphery. Another reason why people probably hate me. I skipped the first Periphery record. I went from I went right into 2.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Did, and I'm not gonna lie, I went right into Periphery 2.
Yeah.
I never even heard of Periphery back in 2013 until I heard Periphery 2.
Yeah,
and I was like, holy shit, this is freaking amazing.
I heard Icarus Lives, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool song.
And the funny thing is, I didn't hear Icarus Lives until after Periphery 2.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
Because then I was like, oh, what other stuff do they have out there?
Yeah, but go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I mean,
no, you go.
We're gonna do this all day because we're sharing. But I mean, when you have songs like Muramasa, you have Make Total Destroy, Luck as a Constant.
Yeah, Luck as a Constant is my favorite.
That's one of my favorite ones too. What's that song that Spencer just started performing live to from that record?
Mile Zero.
Yeah. Mile Zero.
Beautiful song.
Yeah, that one just came out of left field completely when he started performing that piece, and it was just like, whoa. Okay, now things have.
So wait, when did he start performing that?
Just recently.
Recently, right?
Like
yeah,
last
it was.
Year or
yeah,
so.
when we saw him at for the Periphery 3 tour for Select Difficulty.
Yeah,
That's when he brought it back in.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you go right from songs like that to Alpha and Omega, which I'm a little bit impartial to. I mean, not impartial. I kind of it's not my favorite. I'm more impartial to 2 and 3.
Yeah. I loved it because it was just so freaking heavy.
I love
that
the
was
concept.
the concept of the album. It was just. It was beautiful.
It was a lot of music.
Yeah,
there was a lot of music on that.
and I'm just like so
A
impressed.
lot
They
of
were like, you
riffs.
know what, fuck it, we're just gonna take these 2 albums and just make it into.
Yeah, it was 22 fucking songs. You might as well just make Reptile every song in Alpha and Omega and just play that. How long is this record? 9 hours and 25 minutes. Like, that's it.
I did like a lot of stuff on Omega, like Graveless and Stranger Things. Like, I thought
Stranger
they were
Things
great.
is, yeah.
Great
Graveless was one of
songs.
my favorite songs.
Yeah.
It's
Just fucking
it's fast.
brutal.
It's fast. It's catchy.
I kind of like the Alpha song, so that was.
Oh, Alpha the single?
Yeah,
Or like
the
main
song, the
Yeah,
actual song.
that's a good song.
I like that song a lot. The music video really hit me, and I was just like,
Oh,
that's
wasn't
fun
it
as hell.
great?
It's so good.
Great
Like, there's just
concept.
concepts they kill me
And
with.
did you
their
recognize the
concepts.
guy in the video?
No.
The main character?
No.
So
I
if you
actually
go
did not see
if
the
you go
video.
and watch Scarlet, the video for that, the guy who's looking out the window in the mustard thing is the same dude.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I was dude. Periphery fans in the comment sections are the best. You get all the info. Like
You get
they
all the
pay
info.
attention to everything.
They leave nothing out.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to get a review, go to the fans.
Yeah.
Right here. That's it.
And now that we strayed away from Hail Stan and went into every
Oh,
other
I'm
record,
sorry.
which is what we
So
usually
Hail
do.
Stan,
You know,
right? Let's see.
So I mean, like you as a guitarist, who do you?
Oh, I'm
who do
not
you
a very good
familiarize?
guitarist.
Well, no,
Let's-
I know you're. Well, you're mostly a drummer.
I know
I'm
you're
mostly
not
a
a good
vocalist.
guitarist.
No, I did not. Did I say that? I'm sorry.
Oh,
No,
she
I'm
totally
mostly a
did. We can
vocalist.
replay
I'm
that.
No,
not a good
I know you're not
guitarist.
mainly a guitarist, but you
Yeah.
are a drummer.
Ish.
Right.
No,
You're a drummer
I play
ish.
a little bit. I'm mainly a vocalist. I think I'll stick to that.
He's a harpsichord
So as a-
player.
As,
I'll
a
stick to
musician,
the
as a
singer.
musician, where do you lean towards in Periphery?
What do you mean?
Like as far as who's playing what, like guitars, bass.
Oh, where does my ear go?
Yeah, where does your ear go?
I'm
Sorry.
always a fan of drum rhythms and vocal melodies. That's the things I love the most.
So Spencer and Matt all the way. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. Plain and
I mean, I
simple.
love the guitar parts, and don't get me wrong, but like the 2 things that I immediately go into that my brain automatically catches are vocal melodies and drum rhythms.
Yeah.
Love rhythms.
That's awesome. And
The bar's open right now, so yeah.
Duffs Brooklyn has been hosting us. Has been kind to host us tonight again. We're so happy.
Yeah, this place is awesome.
This is
Never
Jeet-
been
This
here.
is G's first time here.
Never been here. It's my
So
first
anyway,
time.
so all right. So then, you, as a drummer,
keep
what do you? I
forgetting
mean, what was your favorite song? I mean, what did you think like was that stood out the most for Hail Stan on drums?
On drums? Oh, shit.
That's a tough
great
question.
question. You know, Church Burner was pretty wild. Like, there's a lot of drum stuff that's, like, kind of crazy. Damn, it's so hard to choose one. I would say Church Burner or even Sentient Glow. That was a great one, drum-wise.
Actually, I like Sentient Glow. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite songs. I think it's one of the most heavier songs for me.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of... it's all dark.
Why?
Dark records. Blood Eagle is
Sentient
pretty
Glow.
heavy.
Yeah, Blood Eagle was
Heavy
well,
as
that was
shit.
one of their singles.
Yeah.
You know, and-
Which, by the way, a
singles
lot
come
of
out.
drum parts are pretty hard in that, too.
Yeah,
The
that was a
double
really
bass
good
stuff.
choice for them to open up, like to come out with the first single for that
Yeah.
album.
Oh my God. Are you kidding? You messaged me that morning. I was. So this is when I was sleeping on a couch. Let's not talk about that.
was it a comfy couch?
Oh, you dude, the best couch. You got to come over and sleep on this couch.
Oh, okay. The
Together,
only reason
with
why I
me.
hang. All right, there we go. That's what make things more awkward and uncomfortable.
Dude, it's so comfortable. But like, I got up. And the first message I saw was your message, like, Periphery put out a single, Blood Eagle. And I'm like, what?
Which
And
I
played it.
found.
I must have been bored as
You,
hell at work.
you
dude.
found it?
I found that
well,
single.
then thank you.
You're welcome.
The thanks is actually owed to you.
It was actually pretty sad because they were like, well, I guess the album's leaked, so I might as well put it on YouTube. And I was like, I was just right away. I was like, you know
think
what,
that
fuck
was a
work right
marketing
now.
ploy.
I'm not.
I think
I'm
that
not
was a
even.
very clever marketing ploy. I love that.
Do you think it was a
concept.
marketing plan?
Absolutely. I think that's great, though. I think that's how you got to get people's attention. That was
So
really
that's how
good.
every other fucking band that tries to keep their shit a secret and it gets leaked out.
No. who tries
No,
to get
oh no, our album just got leaked.
Yo, Coolio has a record coming out, just leaked. Are you kidding me? His
so
hair will
upset.
fall out again.
But when
I'm so
that
upset,
when that
guys.
riff
My
kicked
album.
in, when the riff kicked in for Blood Eagle, I instantly woke up. I'm like, oh my God, this is so fucking
Yeah,
good.
it was, and I really think that was like when they released that single in particular, they knew like it was
Yeah.
like this is gonna get the attention of it because it's
Dude.
been what. It's been about 3 years since they had a new album, right?
Well, they were
No, I think it's
nominated in
only been, like,
2016.
I think
They
it's
were
only been
nominated.
a year and a half or so.
No.
right?
Periphery 3 came out in 2016.
Are you kidding me?
They were nominated
Does
for the
not feel
Grammy
it.
in like 2016, 2017.
awesome.
And then they
That's
dropped
awesome.
off Sumerian and went to 3 Dot and they
Local.
did their thing. That's what happened.
That
I mean,
does not feel like 3 years.
It's 2016.
That's
it's
wild.
2019. Yeah, that's 3 years.
see, My songs on there, if anybody gives a damn, because I'm still here. For me, it was mostly Satellites.
That's my favorite song on the record. Favorite song on the record is
Definitely.
Satellites.
Hashtag suck my balls at the end was the funniest fucking thing I've ever listened to.
It's interesting that they pulled in a lot of electronic music. They put like some inspiration from electronic music.
They've done that in the past a
Yeah,
lot.
but the only one
No,
that
I mean that was for Crush, right?
no it only
Yeah.
smiles has all the electronic
There's a lot
stuff.
of
No, it was
electronic
Crush actually.
Crush is the
Crush
like,
is the one that goes
is
into
the,
that electronic.
yeah, the kind of
groove.
dance,
All right, fair enough.
industrial stuff. But like they had a lot of electronic components all throughout their records.
Yeah, I mean that, and it's only Smiles is a fantastic ballad.
Yeah,
I mean
and
that
you know,
that really caught me in the heart. Like,
and you
it's
know what
just-
that's about, right?
Well, no,
Well, you know Spencer's sister passed away a few years ago.
I had no idea.
And that song is about him trying to get over that.
I had
it's
no
beautiful.
idea.
It's if you read the lyrics, it's beautiful.
That's absolutely terrible.
yeah,
oh my
his
gosh.
older sister, I think. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. And
Yeah, it's really
That's
powerful.
why it's
Very
a powerful
song.
song.
That's why. I mean, it's like not even knowing that, and you can feel it, and that's
yeah, exactly.
that's like the power of his lyrics. Is his lyrical abilities is like he can write something so good.
yeah.
And you don't even have to know what it's about.
Even his
it-
delivery
yeah.
on those words, it's like you can feel the pain, and it's really
It
beautiful.
hits
the way he does
everyone
it.
in a different way.
Can I just say, like, last week was a shitty week for me. Like, horrible. It was an emotional roller coaster of a ride. But I listened to P4, and, like, when it ends with Satellites, dude, you just feel like you went through, like, a rebirthing or something. It's like you feel...
Every time.
Like,
It's that
it's
perfection
amazing.
to it. It's that perfection.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean that whole record, Metal Injection gave it a straight 10 out of 10. And I honestly feel like this record wouldn't have been perfect if they didn't leave Sumerian. I really feel like that because we would have probably had Periphery 4,
Periphery 3.
mix of Periphery 2 and 3.
A lot of people, and I read today on one of the articles, about Periphery, was that they would do so much better if they'd go more mainstream and stuff like that, and if they do more catchier songs. And I'm like, okay, yes, that would make them a lot more money, but I don't want them to be that band that I
Yeah.
say, oh, I loved early Periphery. I don't want the way I look at Fall Out Boy and I'm like, oh, I loved early Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
I would hate to see them go that poppy route. But you know what? I guess whatever makes them happy, that's what it is. I'll always be a true fan to that gent, that hard, that heavy metal sound. That
It's
they,
a tough thing
they
that a
started
lot of
with.
artists go through because you want to be able to create the art that you want to create, but you also want to try to make a living. But I think the cool thing about Periphery is like they kind of went like, you know what? We're never going to make a living off of this, so let's just keep this as something fun that we would love to do, and let's keep the fans, the core fans, happy with the art that we create, and let's just go make money doing signature products and clinics and
Yeah,
all
well,
that.
not only that, but
That's great.
but we're talking about a band that was more like if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Because let's face it, every record has sounded completely different than what they've put out in the past 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
So to have a band with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 core members. We miss Nolly,
5.
believe it or not. Okay, 5 because I can't count for shit.
Sorry, Nolly. I'm a big
I know,
fan,
yeah.
though. Your productions are amazing.
That's. You could stay in the production side. It's okay. We forgive you. But still, to have a
Single tier.
Single tier. But it's that point where this record was leaked out, then released to the public, then just earned perfect 10s across the board. Now, I'm sorry, if this is an early contender for album of the year. At least in my opinion,
Ooh, I love it.
I'm sure you two agree.
I mean, I don't listen to much else, so it's already my album of the year.
Like, for me personally, this is it. And After the Burial has Evergreen coming out, and I'm really excited for the new After the Burial record. I'm sure there's going to be something, but Periphery 4 is just bananas. It's
great
absolutely
record.
bananas.
Great
Yeah,
record.
I love Hailstand. I give this album I would give it an 8.5 out of 10.
What do you mean 8.5 out of 10? You out of your mind? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it?
Oh my God!
What's wrong with it?
I am on the spot right now.
Yeah, you are, because I love Periphery. Periphery is amazing, and an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10.
I might actually agree with that. You know why? Because I think I would give Periphery 3 like a 9.8, and I would give Periphery 2 like an 8.5, 9-ish.
This is fucking blasphemy right now. I'm losing it.
I say 8.5 because it's just when I listen, and I've listened to this album like 3 times, 4 times over, and I'm just like, it's amazing. I love it, but there's so many elements of past albums that I love so much, and some that I didn't like. And
but then look, it might be like I said before. It takes a while to kind of really digest. It took me forever to digest Alpha Omega. There was just so much shit.
Yeah, there's so much content there, but at the same time, I can't get through the first fucking song while having to, skip through a little bit of it. Because, 16 minutes. I'm sorry.
Dude.
I feel like I'm listening to Dream Theater and Mastodon make a baby at the same
I
time.
disagree. I think that
disagree.
first song is a knockout.
I never said it was bad. It's just too fucking long.
No, I think
no,
it's the perfect.
it's not too long because if you really listen to the song, if you really appreciate the music, it goes by.
It's like saying The
feels like-
Godfather is too long.
It
Godfather
was. That's
is-
why 2 was trash.
It's 2 against 1 here. It's 2 against 1. It's like that. If you're real,
Who says The Godfather 2 was like amazing? It's like,
Hey
you're
man, I
right.
like the Godfather.
I can honestly say, as a true Periphery fan, when I listen to a 16-minute song, it sounds more like 5 minutes to me because I'm enjoying
Yeah,
it so much.
it really
and that
does.
song really like that. I was just like, what the hell is this? I was like, I
Yeah.
can't believe this is a 16-minute song, but it goes. But you enjoy it so much. There's never a dull moment in that song.
I will say, even though I gave it an 8.5, Satellites is probably one of my favorite songs of the entire Periphery catalog.
Yeah, I couldn't
I
agree
love
more with
it.
that. No,
Love
Satellites. Satellites is like a highly aggressive version of Loon. That's
That's
it.
a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
And no, it is. I mean, and believe me, you got a lot of classics on 3, and that's the part that really
Yep.
bewilders me
Yep.
because you got Loon. Flatline is still one of my favorite
Oh
songs.
my God, yeah.
I
The
love
way the
Flatline.
news goes.
News goes, and you did a
And he did a cover of it.
That's why we did a cover,
cover.
because we love that song.
that cover. I love that cover. That you
We're linking the cover to that song in the YouTube description so you can check it out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Absalom, it's just, it was
that's
just,
a great song.
Everything was perfect for it. Absolutely perfect. And
Trevor, my guitarist, felt the same way. Like, he couldn't go. He would listen to the album top to bottom and then go right back to the top and listen to it top to. He loved that album so much.
You only have few bands that can actually do that. And even for the fans, because the fans are always the pickiest ones. You can find, I know it's a true story, you can find, there are only 4 records in my entire life I can listen to top to bottom. And 3 is one of them. 4 is about to be one of them. So I'm about to have 5 and 2 albums from the same band. So, it's tough.
That's great.
Yeah, it's also bewildering, the other 3 that I have on there, but that's a different interview. But, the fact that they rounded this out to the point where it was just way too much aggression, and then way too much melody, and they just mix, like you said, they mixed 2 and 3
Dude,
together.
I loved it.
End of
I
story.
Loved it. Loved the album.
That's a very, very
Dude,
good review.
so good. Maybe like in a year it'll become my favorite album, but for
All right.
now I'll give it an 8.5, and that's a great starting point considering that I don't listen to a lot of other music anyway. Like all other music is like 4 and below, so being an 8.5 is good.
All right,
I guess 8.5 does it for me.
I'd agree with that.
I like
I'll go
it.
with that.
Omega was always a 9 for me. Alpha Omega was a
Really?
9 for me. Yeah,
Oh,
and that was like
interesting.
P2 was my favorite
Okay,
album
wait.
because I just discovered them. But
What order would you put the albums in?
I was just about to ask that question. Get out of my head.
first, it would be P2 first. Alpha Omega second. All right, Jesus, give me some breathing room here.
How brief. Anything by Vela Maya's on there, too. No, I'm just kidding.
Now I'm having trouble here.
Oh no, I mean just Periphery albums.
No, just Periphery.
Order them.
So, I gotta say, Hail Stan is my 3rd, and I think P3 is my 4th.
Wow, and P1 you're not even counting.
I hope I don't get. I know, right? That is.
That was unexpected.
P3 is my 4th.
I don't even know you anymore.
That's so. I would say P3 is my
Hail
favorite.
Stan.
I would say P3, P2. Oh no, fuck! I messed up. P3, P4, P2, Alpha Omega, P1.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
This is a tough one for me, honestly. I would have to say P3, P2, P4,
All right.
Alpha and Omega, because I hated that damn thing. I like the other records. I'm sorry. P3 is my delete. All right, and then P1, because God only knows P1 doesn't really count. Apparently, we're the consensus for Periphery, so we're gonna get a lot of
Do you know what
flack
it
from
is?
fans.
P2 has such a sentimental value because that's where you discovered them.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
why. I get it.
It
I
was
totally
definitely
get
like
it.
that one album that you played in your car or you
Yeah.
constantly played on repeat. It just didn't matter how many times you
Back
played
to
it.
It's
Fourth.
still play it though, back to forth. That's
Back to Fourth.
I
Yeah,
still
that's what
listen
it
to
said.
P2. I still listen to Scarlet.
Oh, it's
like
a great
that's
song.
like yeah, it's everybody's favorite song. And then they recently played at PlayStation last week, I believe. Was it
Yeah.
last weekend?
last weekend at
weekend,
at that PlayStation
um,
dinner.
Sadly, they didn't play Scarlet, but they will when they come back to New York City.
Yeah, I think they're gonna headline
Oh,
eventually.
absolutely.
They better headline.
They will. They will. They've
We
got
know
to.
this.
Please do
Yeah.
headline.
And on that note, as much as we love arguing, there are more drinks to consume, and there's a bigger crowd coming in.
I think I
And
kept
we,
looking.
we
don't
don't
know
know
where
which
I was
camera we're looking
looking.
at this point, but it's okay. We have to bid you adieu, whichever side this way is. To my left is Marissa, and to my right is Mr. Jeet. Mr. Jeet, thank you so much for coming out.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
Marissa, do you have anything to say at the end?
Hail Stan.
Hail Stan. Also, join us at our show at St. Vitus, May 24th.
Yes, May 24th at St. Vitus.
Oh, dude,
Do
yeah.
it now. Black Card Initiate, Bloodlines presents. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll book Periphery one day, and we'll give them a set list to work on.
And Meaxic will open for them.
Chill out there, little man. It's all right.
Hey, no. You got to dream big, bro, because you got to get us on that opening bill.
I see. That was cold-blooded. All right, I see how it is. Someone's trying to use me. Someone's trying to shut me down. I am off this bitch. Sayonara.